A New York Times best-selling author is back with the release of two brand new picture books he says he knows the kids will find funny. Ryan T. Higgins is here now to tell us about his latest works featuring his wit and whimsy style. Hey, Ryan.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, congratulations on two new books. You're a grown-up and I'm a grown-up, but I have kids. How do you know that the kids are going to find these funny? Because sometimes the kids think things are funny that I do not find funny.
Yeah, so I think a lot of that boils down to I am mostly just a fourth grader trapped in a 37-year-old man's body. So what I find funny usually is what kids find funny.
And you're known for characters that are all very expressive. And I was just looking through the Thanks for Nothing book. And yes, the characters in there are very expressive. Do you spend a lot of time focusing on the facial expressions to really get those emotions across?
Oh, yeah, for sure. What that really means is I spend a very long time in my studio looking at a mirror and making very weird faces. It's kind of embarrassing sometimes if somebody pops in to say hi and I'm pulling a weird face while drawing myself.
And so in your books, Thanks for Nothing, at least let's start with that one, we see a cast of characters and there's no people in Bruce's universe. Bruce is the bear, the main character in Thanks for Nothing.
Right. Yeah. So I don't put people in most of my picture books. I have one series where there are some people that are background characters, but in the Bruce universe, also in Norman's new universe, there are no people. That's because I like some individual people, like my family and friends and, folks like yourself when we're chatting. I like people, some people in general, but, humans as a generality, I'm not as big of a fan of as I am of animals. And animals are fun to draw for me. Just because I feel like I can get more interesting facial expressions. Also, kids like animals. Kids, particularly cute fuzzy ones. Bruce is a bear, but he's kind of cute. He looks sort of like a big stuffed animal Bruce. I mean, a bluish colored stuffed animal bear. And so I think kids can kind of see that. They're drawn to that, even though he's an old grumpy bear. They're still drawn to him partly because he's an animal.
So one of the things I think that's really cool about you, in addition to being a #1 New York Times bestselling author, is that you illustrate and write all of your books. What comes first, the pictures or the words?
Yeah, so I'm an author and an illustrator for a couple reasons. One, I like writing and I like drawing. Also, I don't work well with others. So for me, what happens with the writing process is first a story pops in my head. And usually it pops in my head as almost like an animated short movie. And I will try to write it down as quickly as I can. It's usually just like a nugget of an idea that I can see the character, there's something happening, and I will write that down as a rough draft. And I spend a long time doing editing and revising and that sort of thing. But my writing brain and my illustrating brain are very separate. I can't do them together. So it's always writing first, illustrating second. And sometimes the illustrating part of my brain gets grumpy with the writing part of my brain. If I write in something like a crowd scene, it takes forever to draw crowd scenes.
Oh, gotcha. Look at that. I love it. You admit. You get grumpy. All right. So your two new titles, Norman Didn't Do It, Thanks for Nothing. Tell us a little bit more about these two. I know Thanks for Nothing has kind of like that fall theme as we look toward, Halloween and Thanksgiving. But what can you tell our audience about these two new books that you've put out?
Yeah, so Thanks for Nothing is a continuation of my Bruce book series. It is a Thanksgiving book. It has to do with Bruce being a grump and everyone in his neighborhood being thankful for the changing season, the bountiful food, friends and family. But Bruce is grumpy and he's not thankful for those things. He is nice, even though he's grumpy. So he's making a meal for everybody. The trouble is that while he's making the meal, everyone comes in and takes the ingredients while he's making it. So he doesn't have any ingredients. And by the end, when he goes to feed everyone, there's no food there. So everyone's thanking him throughout the day. Like, thanks for the pumpkins. Thanks for the apples. Thanks for all these things. And at the end, he has nothing. So at the end, they just thank him for nothing. So that's why it's called Thanks for Nothing.
And Norman didn't do it. I guess I can assume that Norman didn't do it, but I'm sure it follows along with some of your great illustrations, some of your wit and humor. And if people want to know more, I'm going to tell them they're going to have to check it out firsthand. Ryan, thanks so much for coming on the show and sharing that with us. These are fun books. I'm going to have to read them with my kids as well. You can get more from this best-selling author on Twitter at RyanT_Higgins.